All right, team, welcome to the workout brief for Wednesday's workout. For this one, obviously we've got the weekly challenge of your double under work. So if you integrate that into the warm-up, you don't necessarily need to do the double unders in the warm-up, which is always a good move. The main intention with today's WOD, which is going to be 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 of handstand shoulder taps, sandwiched with 25, 20, all the way down to 5 of sit-ups, is just working on our bracing in the handstand. Okay, that's our main focus throughout all of this. So that's also going to guide how we scale this. So what you really want to focus on is the ability to think about pulling your ribs down towards your pelvis, pulling your belly button into your spine and squeezing your bum, okay? Bracing that whilst also pushing hard against the ground. Okay, those are the two factors you want to really try and preserve, whichever scaling method you're going for. So in the warm-up, if you're able to do your wall walks quite comfortably and keep that braced, awesome. Progress on and go for the handstand shoulder taps, either kicked up against the wall or in a wall walk. Otherwise, if you're struggling to keep that bracing, then what I want you to focus on is slightly scaling the movement. So going with a pike, so feet on a box, and just trying to stack your hips above your shoulders, above your hands in this nice line with your feet somewhere over here. And kind of make that your focus. Either that or go for it in a plank position and just work on pulling the belly button into the spine, keeping those glutes nice and tight, and pulling your rib cage down towards your pelvis without the demands of having quite so much weight on your hands itself, okay? So in all of those, keep the number the same, but if you find that you're unable to keep that braced, either kick down and come back up and complete the rest, or just scale the number, like reduce it down, start at 40, for instance. If if you get to say 40 and you're starting to lose that stability, then you could decide that you're going to go for 40 down to 5, for instance, and just reduce the number of reps in each one. Okay, so that's the plan. Go for your taps and just think about keeping those arms completely straight and just unweighting one, coming up and tapping, and then coming back down, okay? You want to sort of more treat it like if you try to imagine walking with your knees locked, all right? Where you just kind of like straight legs and just kind of shuffle, and you're more like unweighting by moving your shoulder girdle, or if you're walking, it would be your hips, and you're just kind of unweighting one side, moving that straight leg, unweighting and moving again, okay? That's our main focus in there. For the sit-up side of things, again, focusing on maintaining that braced core, not letting ourselves completely relax in that. So coming down, pressing our belly button down into the floor as we come down to the bottom of our sit-up, and then pushing against the floor as we come back up. Setups can be done, ab mat setup style, where you're flinging the arms to give you a hand, dropping the knees out to the side in that kind of butterfly way that we usually do. Other than that, that is you. Stretches wise, when we finish up, we are going to get into leg wall stretch. So just one of those good staples, release off the quads and the hip flexors, especially after all that skiing. That was a big one that started to flare up, was the hip flexors. So release those off, a couple minutes per side, and then get into some chest and pec stretch. So placing the hands behind you and then shifting the hips forward to stretch it off up here. Enjoy the workout, guys. If you've got any questions at all, drop us a message. And also check out the statement we put out today based on what Nicola Sturgeon announced. Yeah, it is what it is. We're going to try and get through it. All right. Check out the email, it'll be in the inbox or on the Facebook group. Have a good evening, guys, and catch you later.